What's that? Mercury stationing direct today in Taurus, conjunct the North Node. Yeah, we're getting a big boost and a readiness to move forward, but hold that thought for just a second. All right, so Mercury is stationing direct on May 14th. And this is really cool because Mercury is stationing direct in a little sextile with Saturn and Pisces. So we are still getting to know Saturn and Pisces, and we have yet to see the full unfolding of what this transit is really going to be about for us, both on a personal level but also collectively. We're starting to see some things. I'm definitely seeing some things, but that's for another time. But because Mercury is going to be slowing down and just kind of holding this little sextile with Saturn, it's a real opportunity for Mercury to sort of amplify the message of Saturn and Pisces. Because one thing that Saturn really does for us is it clarifies. It makes things crystal clear. You know, if Neptune disorients and confuses and sort of mesmerizes and it's open to interpretation, Saturn is like, no bullshit, no messing around. It is what it is. Tough luck, kid, is kind of what Saturn does. But it's the truth serum that also sets us free, because then there's no bargaining, right? Or there's no sort of trying to get out of it. So yeah, Saturn may be really clarifying something for Mercury too. Whatever's been going on in Taurus for your Mercury retrograde story, now Mercury's ready to go forward. We're not zooming forward just yet, but there is a readiness to start turning that boat around and going in a new direction. So Saturn can, if you haven't gotten that message of clarity yet, Saturn is here to do that for us. So Saturn is here to help Mercury clarify, what this new chapter or this new path we're carving in our Taurus house is going to be about. So yeah, there's also a sextile going on here with Venus. So there's a beautification component going on here. And we know that Venus is the ruler of Taurus. So there's something that it feels like a go ahead, like a green light sort of thing, like to make something more comfortable or more stable or more secure. Like that's another thing that Saturn would agree with too, is to establish something. So as I mentioned in my Mercury Kazemi video, Taurus is really like a solid and dependable sign, but there's been a lot of surprises and upheaval there lately with eclipses and Uranus. So there's something about this that is saying, let's reestablish security and peace here. But also paying attention to those Saturn and Pisces themes that may be coming up collectively. We've seen them. I saw the jewel settlement, which one of my colleagues, Hannah Kuhari, she said she connected Saturn and Pisces to the big tobacco 30 years ago. So we just saw this big jewel settlement. We're seeing things with religion again, especially with the Dalai Lama and that whole thing. So yeah, there are some things with Saturn and Pisces. Saturn and Pisces, we're seeing some flooding going on here in the United States, where we had Saturn in Pisces real angular in our Aries ingress chart. So we're seeing flooding down in Florida, as well as in California. We've seen it too. So who knows? We're starting to get to know Saturn in Pisces, and we're going to start to see more of that. Hopefully we'll see some art. I'm still waiting for that. That's something that many astrologers have connected to with Saturn and Pisces, is like awesome periods of music and art. So still waiting to see that. We've seen the AI art, which some of that is cool, some of it is scary. But yeah, maybe we'll start to see some of that here with Mercury and Venus's sign in a sextile with Venus. So that's a little bit about our Mercury direct. As always, with any Mercury station, whether stationing retrograde or direct, be aware of the technological snafus. Give yourself more time getting places. Double check that email before you press send. all those typical Mercury retrograde things still in effect today and for a couple days after that. The messenger planet has all kinds of tricks up their sleeve, especially when they're stationing. So even though you'll hear Mercury's direct, Mercury retrograde is over, does not mean we're out of the woods in terms of what to watch for. So with that in mind, that was your astrology shot of the day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. Thanks for tuning in with me today. For more astrology in your world, you can connect with me on all platforms at Astro Catherine. You can also book your reading with me at catherineurban.com. And hey, you may also want to join Cauldron, my monthly astrology meetup.